is perfect love. Perfect, pure light, untouched by anything that the thinking mind can bring up. We are the untouchables. And this seeing can only be found right now, right here, in this present moment. It contains everything we'll ever need. Whatever appears to be going on, we always bring it back to the source. I get many emails about loneliness. Loneliness is totally the mind thinking of itself as separate and unloved. When that comes up, what we need to do more than anything is come back to that which we are, because that's the source. Everything that you could possibly need is at the source. And love, because it's what you are, is the source, is at the source. There is nothing outside of you that could or could not love you. You are so loved. I mean, you know, I'm a widow, and I used to I used to have those feelings of loneliness tearing at me. I remember walking through the woods one day and thinking, but if there was just even somebody that could make me a cup of tea sometimes, that would be nice. But then I suddenly saw that tea got made every time tea was wanted. And so therefore, since God is all and everything, who's making the tea? Tea making is simply happening by no one. And I suddenly saw that God was making the tea. God was making my dinner, my tea. God was getting me up in the morning and putting me to sleep at night. God was clothing me, sheltering me. Every single need that I required was being given to me, even when I really thought it wasn't. I saw there was nothing lacking. And now there's just no feeling whatsoever of lack or loneliness. There's only the sense of utter love and completeness. And because every expression of love that you see is a reflection of what's going on within you, in your true being. Everything you need, every cup of tea, every meal that's made for you is made by being that which you truly are, giving to you, constantly giving to you. You never walk alone. You hear this all the time. That sounds a platitude, doesn't it? But it's true, because when you're walking in the countryside, what is walking you? In Him we move and have our being. What's walking you? God's walking you. What are you looking at when you see a beautiful scene? Beautiful, the sun on the sea or on the mountains, whatever. It's thy looking at thyself. It's you looking at yourself in all your glory. There is nothing lacking. And when we are present, when we live more in this present moment, there's a silence and a stillness, yet it's so full, it's so absolutely full. That fullness is God, it's our being. But interestingly enough, when you start to live this way, that's, instead of life being a roller coaster of things going up and down and awful, you know, sometimes good, sometimes bad, up and down, up and down. What starts to happen is life sort of bends like a willow more towards you. Things just work out. They just start to work out. All that roller coaster goes like this. Ha. And you can have that now, right this moment. That which is watching this is its self-being. So if you think you're watching me, no. What's coming up here is just the expression of oneness, being watched by itself, being watched by the expression of oneness. So although at first being present might seem like a slight effort, the more present you are, so the more that you just drop thought the minute that you're aware of it, and just do what you're doing. Like swimming, I go swimming a lot, so, you know, swimming along, if thought arises, it becomes automatic, you see, after a while. There's so much presence there that nothing can stick anymore. So when you're swimming, what often happens is, so you've got a nice quiet time in the swimming baths, like I go at 7 o'clock in the morning. And it's the one time, every time somebody gets in, the first thought is, because you want as much quiet and as much space in the pool as possible. But the thought doesn't stick, you see, nothing sticks anymore. It's like you're waterproof. Thoughts become water off a duck's back. See, there's nothing wrong with thoughts. Thoughts will always arise because thoughts are just part of life, because thoughts really are frequencies of energy that you happen to hear in your own language. And you think they mean something. They don't mean anything. They have no meaning. There's an expression, a man should seek God like a man whose head is on fire seeks water. It's a well-known expression, but I don't know who said it. But that's really the only important thing, is what we actually are. It's the only thing. The only thing that matters. And when we first of all seek that which we are through being present whenever it comes to us, to remember it, and remember it's not you doing it. Every time there's a witnessing presence, what is that? It's being. Every time that it appears like you remember, what's remembering? God is the shepherd that's always shepherding his children back to him. And you are that God shepherding yourself back to that which you are, the source. So God, that which you are, is only known in this present moment. So whatever you're doing, just do it. And suddenly you might have 2 days when you feel like you've been completely absent. There's been nothing but thinking. That's fine, because at some point you'll wake up and notice. What is it that wakes up and notice? It's me, the I am, the big self, bringing you back to itself, to the bosom of itself. And you know, when we know ourselves as our true selves, we see that all is well. Perhaps you've got a massive problem at the moment, and the feeling that you've got is, should I stay in this relationship, or should I go? Or should I